What's going on, party people? Welcome back to Clown Questions, the show where there are no dumb questions. I'm your host, Matt Clown Emoji, and yes, that is my legal government name. Today, I'll attempt to answer the question, will Kyrie face karma? And we'll also have an NBA Finals preview with Chaboy, Nemo. Great interview with him. He's a diehard Celtics fan. So lots of good stuff on the NBA Finals there. And other questions to come in this pod as well. Who's down to clown?
That's a clown question, bro.
So will Kyrie Irving face karma? I sure hope not. Um, I don't want to say karma is deserved here, but this whole Kyrie Boston situation, which I go a little more in depth into with Nemo, has been brewing for a while. It started off when Kyrie Irving uh, went on a microphone at is either a pep rally or a Celtics game, one of the two. A pep rally makes it even worse because they would have created this whole event for Kyrie. But basically, he goes on the microphone and he talks to the city of Boston, talks to all the Celtics fans, and states very plainly, very blankly, says, I will return to the Boston Celtics. I plan on re-signing next year. That didn't happen. Kyrie Irving ended up going to the Brooklyn Nets to go play with KD and James Harden. That didn't go well, obviously. That big three on the Nets only played about 15 games together. But this kept brewing. Kyrie, in his return to Boston, evidently was not being treated well by the fans. There was an incident; someone threw a water bottle, and me and Nemo, kind of talk a little bit about whether Boston might be the most racist city in America. It's probably not, but as far as major cities, it might be number one. So obviously, they were probably saying some unseemly things to Kyrie. Kyrie he flipped the double birds, got fined for that. But the big story was obviously Kyrie stomping on Lucky the Leprechaun's face. He did that, and Boston fans were not happy. They've been holding that grudge, and while the Mavs are going to be a tough matchup, I would imagine Celtics fans are licking their chops, at the prospects of being able to, defeat Kyrie in this revenge series. And I'm talking about Mavs Celtics like it's already a done deal, but the Mavericks have not won their series yet. And that leads me to my next question. Can the Wolves make history? The Dallas Mavericks were up 3-0 on the Wolves. The Wolves were able to take game 4 and extend it, going back to Minnesota for another game. But yeah, can the Wolves make history? No, I don't think so. It's possible, but can they? No, it's not possible. Uh, as I make some ironic riffs here. So yeah, a 3-0 comeback has never been done before in the NBA. I don't think this is the year. I would love to see it. I've been rooting on the Wolves, but it's not going to happen. It's only been done 4 times in the NHL, and it's only happened once in the MLB. And like I said, never happened in the history of the NBA. And I don't think it's the time, but hey, if Ant Edwards can go crazy and average 40 points these next 3 games, I mean maybe, but they also need Karl Anthony Towns to hit their shots. They need, flawless defense from Jaden McDaniels. It's too hard to come back from that. A 3-1 comeback I think has only been done once or twice in the NBA. Shout out Cavaliers and Game 6 Clay when they beat the Thunder before Kevin Durant created a blasphemous atmosphere in the MLB. In the NBA. I'm going to get to MLB in a second. And the blasphemy of Angel Hernandez's career leads me to this question. Is the MLB freed? So Angel Hernandez just announced his retirement, and he's well known around baseball. He's well known by all baseball fans. He's been umpiring for I'm think multiple decades, but he's always been known as the worst umpire in baseball, and someone who could give him a run for his money in his day was Joe West. Joe West, who umpired for 43 seasons. Um, Joe West could have been worse than Angel, but I think a lot of people are out here saying that Angel Hernandez is one of, if not the worst umpire of all time. But Joe West, who people also perceive as a horrible umpire, he did come to Angel's defense, and he said, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, he was good at it. And even though he's retired, we did get one more missed call from Joe West there. Um, but you know who can never miss a call from now on? The Chiefs PR team. And my question stemming from that is, are the Chiefs bad? Obviously, I'm not talking about whether or not they're good at football, because they're very damn good. They won 2 championships in 2 years. What, 3 out of 4? Obviously, they're the best team in the NFL. Xavier McKinney and my New Jersey are going to give them a run for their money next year, and we did beat them last year. I'm sorry, I'm not to get in a Packers tangent, but are the Chiefs bad at football? No, but at everything else, yes, they are very bad. And this is not speculation, but charges have been levied against Kansas City's defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs, and he's facing 2 misdemeanor counts for second-degree animal cruelty in Alabama, according to Mike Rodak of 247 Sports. Um, Very bad. He's doing maybe not Michael Vick. I don't know if there was fighting involved, but yeah, animal cruelty, not a good look for Isaiah Buggs. Although, not to speculate too much on it, I should probably add in the statement from Buggs's agent, and maybe give a little more, not even context, but just you know, giving out the platform here to read that statement, because they are completely denying the charges. They're saying he's never committed animal cruelty. So I'll just read the statement for y'all from Isaiah Buggs' agent Trey Robinson. And the statement goes as follows: Isaiah vehemently denies the truthfulness of the allegations and charges asserted against him today. Under no circumstance does Mr. Buggs condone mistreatment of any animal. The dogs at issue did not belong to him, and he was unaware they remained at the property in question. Furthermore, we believe the city of Tuscaloosa's decision to file the charges today is part of a concerted effort by the city of Tuscaloosa and its police department to besmirch Mr. Buggs' name and reputation as part of an ongoing subversive campaign to force the close of his local business, King's Hookah Lounge. Wow. So, what the agent is alleging here is that this is a conspiracy, that the cops are against Buggs, and they're finding any crime, they can to pin on Buggs so they can shut down his hookah bar. That's the conspiracy, that the police are conspiring to shut down a hookah lounge. Seems pretty rich. So, if I'm going to speculate here, Buggs probably did it, because that, as your defense being, they just want to shut down the hookah lounge. It seems kind of unrelated to animal cruelty to me. I feel like that they actually had evidence of this, but I don't know. That'll be an interesting story to follow, because if it comes out that Buggs is innocent, what the hell is the city of Tuscaloosa doing? Because why do you care so much about a hookah lounge? You could be out there catching real criminals. Um, but the Chiefs have a lot of criminals, and they are bad. To answer the question again, the Chiefs are bad. We got this thing with Buggs, and I got a couple more bullet points here. We had second-year wide receiver Rashee Rice. He became the first such incident after police discovered he was the driver of a Lamborghini that caused a multi-car accident in Dallas in the spring. Rashee Rice is facing 8 charges in that case. Not to mention Chiefs offensive tackles Wanya Morris and Chukwuebuka. Hopefully, I'm gonna Chukwuebuka Godric. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly. But they were arrested in mid-May for marijuana possession, and then of course, everyone's favorite kicker, America's kicker, Harrison Butker, loudly announced at a commencement speech that went viral that he hates women and he hates gays. So the Chiefs need to get their shit together, and they need to stop being bad. And it would be nice to see him start being bad at football too. But they can't even handle themselves off the field. So maybe they should look into that before they work on this season. Which inevitably they'll probably get a three-peat here as Mahomes you know continues on his quest to dethrone Tom Brady. But yeah, last question here is kind of on a more somber note, but I wanted to bring it up. The question is Bill Walton a top 5 big man ever? And not to be disrespectful, he's probably not, but he's definitely up there. He's definitely top 10. And in my opinion, he could be maybe the sixth best big man ever. But of course, I am asking this question because sadly, Bill Walton passed away at age 71 from cancer. So, big loss to the basketball community, both from his, playing career and as a commentator. But yeah, on the top 10 thing, I don't think it's disrespectful to say he's not top 5 big man ever. He's definitely top 10, but it would be hard to put him over the likes of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Hakeem Olajuwon. And I don't think Bill Walton would feel disrespected if someone told him all those guys are a little bit better than him. But yeah, the source I was using to reference this list was NBC Connecticut. They had Nikola Jokic listed as number 6 ever, which is probably not a bad ranking. Um, but what was interesting to me was I watched a little 30 for 30 on Bill Walton's life and some of his playing career. Bill Walton was Jokic before Jokic. I mean, he was obviously a 7 foot tall center known for blocking shots and dunking on anyone that gets in his way. But man, if you go look up Bill Walton highlights when you get a chance. His passing was superb. I was watching the 30 for 30 just laughing. It was just comical to me because he get an easy rebound, which was easy because he's 7 foot tall. But then he'd go and throw a full court pass. He'd throw the basketball like a baseball, and I mean, yeah, obviously before my era, but sounds like he was a joy to watch. Uh, a great man, great player, even better man. Not to diminish his playing career because he had 2 championships at UCLA. He was part of a 88 game winning streak, and he had 2 championships in the NBA. He won an MVP. He won a 6 man of the year. He's got tons of accolades. And I didn't know this until unfortunately until now. I knew he was a great NBA player. I knew he was a champion, but I didn't know he was an MVP. I really did not know how sheerly talented Bill Walton was. But um, the way I knew him was listening to him as a commentator. He would call the Pac-12. It's always the late game. You're up at midnight watching, Colorado versus Oregon State or whatever. Um, but yeah, he just as a commentator was probably one of the funniest commentators I think I've ever listened to. And he would, a lot of his, him being funny wasn't necessarily him talking about the game, but he just goes on these tangents, tells these awesome stories, and yeah, he was a joy to listen to, and that's why today is going to be today's first year interruption is going to be with Bill Walton, and today's first year interruption is actually a clip from Pardon My Take. Can anyone see the irony here? I hope so. If you don't, if you can't see the irony of first your interruption with Pardon My Take, first your interruption is paying homage to Pardon My Take. So, way to ruin the joke, Matt. Way to explain your own joke. But here's a clip from a 2017 interview with Bill Walton, interviewed by Big Cat and PFT.
You're Big Cat.
So
I'm Bill
you-
with two L's. This is
okay,
PFT.
You nailed it. All right.
Pure, fine, and talented.
So when you go off in the middle of the broadcast, do you ever get lost in your own mind and you like almost forget where you are?
I get lost all the time, and
It's unbelievable to listen to. Like people love to listen to it. It's late night on the East Coast.
It's fun to get lost, and it's important to get lost. But getting lost, that implies that I know where I am to begin with. And that's a giant leap of faith right there. Mm-hmm. But I love education. I love knowledge. I love science. I love facts. I love politics. I love music. I was just upstairs before I came down here, and I woke up at the crack of dawn. I was up late last night working, and I woke up at the crack of dawn knowing that I had a chance to be on this special show. And so as I'm clearing my life and trying to wash away the sins, trying to cleanse the stains of my life, and try to come down here and be able to shine that light, because as that light comes in, you can't keep it. Your job, your duty is to reflect it. And so I put on my iTunes, and I found John Fogerty, and he was singing, and he had guys singing with him, and it was just over the top, and it took me back to a new place.
So if you don't know Bill, from that clip, you can kind of get a glimpse into his mind a little bit. He did get lost during the broadcast, but like he said, are you really lost if you don't even know where you are? But yeah, Bill was just the best. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be sad not to have him as a commentator, and, obviously thoughts and prayers to his family and, anyone who was close with him. Bill Walton, rest in peace. But last thing I'll say on Bill Walton would be, I would be remiss if I didn't, tell at least one Bill Walton story. I obviously don't have any. I don't know Bill Walton, but everyone who knew Bill Walton well has a Bill Walton story, and they're all great. But I'll give you one from ESPN executive Burke Magnus. The backstory to this story is Bill Walton is the biggest Grateful Dead fan in the world, both theoretically and physically, as 7 foot tall. But here's the story. As I don't need headphones for it. I almost put in my headphones there. But here's the story as told about Bill Walton from ESPN executive Burke Magnus. I went to a Dead & Co. show with Bill and Bill's wife, Lori, in June 2017 during the NBA Finals in the Bay Area. Bill asked if I could drive him to the show, and I said no problem. As we got closer to the venue, I asked Bill if he had any kind of parking pass or other kind of special access, to which he said no, but don't worry, it won't be a problem. As we rolled into the parking lot, at every single security checkpoint, Bill would simply roll down his window and say, "I'm Bill Walton, and I'm here to see the Grateful Dead." The security guards would then move the barriers and let us drive closer and closer. Quickly, we found ourselves backstage. The rest of that night was unbelievable, as I felt like I had the ultimate ambassador taking me wherever I wanted to go. We went to several other shows together over the years, but that first one was magical, and I understood how much Bill was beloved by the Grateful Dead community. just an awesome dude. Uh, Biggest Grateful Dead fan ever. And I know Scarlet Begonias, but I don't know. I should probably listen to some more. But yeah, shout out G Mo and who's a huge Grateful Dead fan. Um, but yeah, rest in peace, Bill Walton. And yeah, I don't really have a lighter note to transition to our NBA Finals preview with Nemo. So I'll just struggle and annoy you guys until I can finally insert the interview here. Here's the NBA Finals preview with Nemo, so I can stop rambling. Now pulling up to the pod is one of my best friends in the whole world. He is host of Nemo and the Clownfish, and he is a diehard Celtics fan. It is Nemo. Nemo, thank you so much for joining me on the pod today.
Love to. It's my pleasure, man.
Hell yeah. So
Is
I
this my
start.
Goosebumps sports debut? This is my Goosebumps sports debut, or does
No,
Nemo
no,
and the
no.
Clownfish
No,
cover that technically?
it's your clown questions debut. You already have a Goosebump Sports podcast that you
You're right. You're
host.
right. Okay, yeah, you're right.
So,
I
so
fall
the
under the umbrella.
the clown questions debut. So I start off any of my guests that have an alias, I always have to ask them the backstory. So I gotta ask, why do they call you Nemo?
It pays homage to one of my favorite podcasts growing up, the original YouTube podcast, uh, the Double G Network, or GGN, hosted by Snoop Do Double G. It's his alias from that. It pays a little. It's a nice little reference for those who know, those who are in the in. Uh, West Coast media, you gotta love it.
Word. Oh, okay. I thought it was because you Nemo hose.
Exactly. It's after DJ Nemo, aka Nemo Hose. Yeah,
All right. Yeah. No, I
we
love
love it.
that.
We love it.
We love it. So I obviously want to get to the NBA Finals, talk some Celtics with you, but first off, I want to ask you one football related question. Are you still a Cowboys fan?
Oh man, I have to put this on the record. At the moment, I've been a diehard, consistent Cowboys fan for 22 years now. It's about to be my 23rd birthday, actually, tomorrow. So this is a very big question. Um, I think I have to say no.
Damn. Damn, the
I've
Packers just
never
took it out of you.
I've never wavered once in my fandom. Matt knows, and he can attest to exactly how dedicated and crazy
Yep.
of a fan I can be. But at this moment, I don't believe that I can justify giving any more money or attention or any of, frankly, my own spirit towards that team, because and I love the players, and I love
Jerry Jones.
no, that's the reason. He's the
Yeah.
reason. Uh, he does not have the intent of making this team better. He doesn't have the intent of making us building a winning culture. He has the intent of selling tickets and being the biggest franchise in the world. And that's not why I watch football. I
Yeah.
watch it for the most prime time games. I watch it for championships, and we're headed there no time soon. And I don't believe this organization has true intentions of ever steering the ship towards that way. If we do win a championship, it will be by sheer dumb luck that Jerry Jones has just happened to walk into a roster that performs that well that year, and that's why we haven't won in over 20 years. I mean, not since I was born, for sure. And
Yeah.
the simple truth about it is that he's able to consistently, it's not like he can't sign stars. It's not like we don't have an all-star studded lineup. It's because he treats them like show ponies when they're in the practice facility, and you got tours going through while they're doing weightlifting every day. Like
It's like
when
that
you
one
say you're
episode in
all
the
in on a
league.
season, yeah, when you say you're all in on a season and what you do is sign Eric Kendricks, who I love, but he's past his prime, and re-sign Zeke, that's not being all in. When you don't give Derrick Henry a single fucking phone call in the offseason, can't tell me you're all in. When you don't give Stephon Diggs a single fucking phone call when you're his fucking brother, and then on top of that, to see him go to Houston, dude, what the fuck, dude? I
Do you
mean, look,
need
granted, like we still
this?
have to, yes, because God fucking damn it. Like, I mean, I understand we haven't signed Dak long term and we still haven't signed CD, but like those are our star players and we can't even get deals done. I mean, there's a holdout for heaven's sake. Like,
Ooh,
it's a lot.
that's
I'm
tough.
I'm a very frustrated Cowboys fan. I really don't have like I'm a Cowboys fan because my dad's a Cowboys fan. I lived in a lot of other places with great franchises that I feel like I can root for, that are justified for me to root for, and I don't feel comfortable continuing to give the Dallas Cowboys my viewership, my monetary support, frankly, years of my life watching those fucking stupid ass games.
Damn. Well, that's tough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the Packers made you retire from your Cowboys
It was
fandom.
Mason Crosby. Just know it was not Aaron Rodgers. It was
Yeah,
Mason fucking Crosby.
that's fair enough. Well, yeah, I am here to talk shit. As you can see, I'm repping Luka Doncic jersey. Even though it doesn't fit me, I gotta rep them against a Celtics fan. So I want to do a little NBA Finals preview with you. Same question about the Cowboys. Why are you a Celtics fan? Because you're from LA, you're in LA right now. Isn't that like blasphemy to be a Celtics fan living in Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's been tough growing up. I'm not gonna lie.
Your friends
I
weren't
this
kind to you.
I had a better reason to be a Cowboys fan than a Celtics fan because when I was born, the 49ers, I can't like them. I'm born in LA. I can't fuck with the 49ers. Um, the Rams were in St. Louis. The Chargers were in San Diego.
Mm.
And I'm forget am I no, that's about it.
Raiders were
Like
in
so there was
Oakland.
Raiders had moved to Oakland, but Raiders were that's way before my time.
Right.
But yeah, they all left LA. So and the number one fan base for the I mean not the number one fan base, but the biggest fan base for any NFL team in LA is the Cowboys. So that made
Right.
a little bit more sense.
Right.
But I'm a Celtics fan because my dad's a Celtics fan. He's a Celtics fan because when he grew up, we're talking about the Magic era,
Yep.
the Dream Team, and in his opinion, it's so stupid. But like, I grew up watching the Celtics. I like the Celtics. The reason he ended up liking the Celtics was because he believed that they were so good that they should win every game because they had the best, hands down, undisputed best roster in the
Larry
NBA,
Bird.
and they weren't winning every game, so he was like they're just being lazy, during the regular season. Again, it's stupidity, but so he rooted for the one team that could contend with them, which was the Celtics and Larry Bird.
Sure.
So yeah, that's why
So he
I
like
am a Celtics
he
fan.
he became so he, is your dad was your dad living in LA when he became a Celtics fan? So he just became a
Yes, he
fan
was.
out of spite, kind
Out
of.
of spite. Yeah, just like how I'm going to become a Packer fan.
My brother's a Steelers fan out of spite, which is awesome. I don't know, sports fandom's
Yeah,
weird. But
it is weird. Yeah.
let's get to the main event, the NBA Finals. You just swept the Pacers. You're likely looking at playing the Dallas Mavericks. They're up 3-1 right now, but I don't think anyone thinks the Wolves can come back and make history. But let me just ask you on the Celtics vein, is this the easiest path to the NBA Finals ever? Because it's got to be up there, right?
Um, I think it's up there. I mean, we've played a lot of hobbled teams.
Mm-hmm.
We've played teams without their stars. But I don't think that detracts from the talent of the Boston Celtics. I mean, we led the league I think we were the number one seed in the East. And I know the East is weak and whatever, but the Celtics are a powerhouse. I don't think it detracts from their level of play. Keep in mind, Porzingis has been out for us too,
Mhm.
at least through the Pacers series and half of uh I guess against the
Cavaliers.
Cavs. The Cavs, yeah. And so, you know, it's been an easy path to the NBA finals, but we're here and we're a force to be reckoned with. I don't think that it detracts from their talent level, and
Mhm.
I I still think that they're the NBA favorites, the favorites to win the title.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like obviously the toughest seed you guys had to play was the 5 seed Cavs, but it's like you play who you
You
play.
Yeah, you can't control who you play, control the win, and the sweep against the Pacers should tell you that, right? It's not like we're throwing away games, we're handling business. Some of those
Yeah.
games were close, some of those games were losable games. I
Yeah.
mean, game 1 was a losable game
Yeah.
and we handled business. That's
You
all I
guys
can say.
got it done in clutch time. Jalen Brown and Drew Holiday and everyone else. Um, so I'll go into which is probably the most popular Celtics discourse. My question would be, why is Jason Tatum so disrespectful? And my follow-up question is also
Disrespected, yeah.
why is he so Oh, I said disrespectful. No, he's not disrespectful, but I was gonna ask, why is Jason Tatum so disrespected? And then a follow-up question, which is disrespectful, would be, is Jalen Brown better?
Okay, so let's answer the first one though. Jason Tatum, I believe, is so disrespected for two reasons. A, he's been very small in very big moments. There have been a number of big moments that he could have made a statement on the game, uh, and he didn't. A lot of the things that I think people would cite were the Kyrie, series with the Cavs. He sort of disappeared in that. Uh, the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors, and like just big moments where he doesn't make his imprint felt on the game. And then the second reason is he's sort of like a fucking crybaby. Like he's like Luca, where he's complaining and he just like looks so fucking like annoying. Like I love him to death. I love him to death, dude. But he looks so annoying when he's complaining. Like the after every freaking call is sort of annoying.
Yeah, I think Luca does
And
that a lot more.
oh, I totally agree. But it's just like it comes off as a player who like it doesn't make him look like a warrior like Kobe or like LeBron. Well, I think LeBron whines too, but like it doesn't look like he's like trying to play through or like he's complaining on like big calls. It's like every call.
Ooh,
But I should mention though that early on in his career, it took him forever to get treated like a star in the NBA,
yep.
like by the refs. I mean, he was fouled so much, and it's because he's so lanky and like whenever he does like these like long arm layups or whatever, like he's getting like hacked at, and they didn't call it for at least the first 3 or 4 years of his career. Um, and then also like too, I just watched a video of like a compilation of all of Jason Tatum's soft technicals. I mean, he'll like throw up the ball and get teed up, slap his legs and get teed up. Like I'd be frustrated if I was him too. So I understand some of it, but
Sure.
that's why people hate him. That's why people hate him.
Yeah, absolutely. So then my follow-up question, let me know if this question is disrespectful. Is Jalen Brown better? Is that a disrespectful question to ask?
I think so. Keep in mind, I feel like Jalen Brown is my favorite player on the Celtics. I'll defend him till he dies. I love his brand of basketball. I love his fight. I love his demeanor. I love his fashion. Like he's definitely my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no question Jason Tatum's better than him. I mean,
Sure.
if you watch how good Jason Tatum is, I mean, he could be the face of the NBA. Nobody would like it, but he has the potential to be when he wins games and when he scores, like there's nobody who can stop him. The Pacers were triple teaming him in the last game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like he's so long, he's so versatile. He can score from anywhere. The one thing though is he does that Kobe bullshit. Like of trying to shoot his way out of problems, and he's not Kobe, so it doesn't go as well. But like he's still a great player. I mean, he's 90 points behind Kobe for the most playoff points from any player under 26. I mean,
I refuse
he
to
he
believe he passed LeBron. That was
he
AI.
passed LeBron.
That was
No,
AI. I don't
it's
believe
real.
it.
You saw the statistic. You saw that it was a statistic. I mean, dude, he's a transcendental player. He can score from anywhere on the court. So long when he wants to be, he's smart. Um, I mean, he's a pure scorer just as much as anybody else in this league. I mean, the only one I can think of. I mean, I don't want to compare him to Jokic because it's just a different position that they play. Like they play different positions, but I think that he's right there with Luka. I mean, Luka's more sensational in the way he does it, but the way that Tatum can drive in the paint and just like slither through like two or three guys, like he's on that level of like you need him to go get you a point, he can go get you a point from anywhere on the court.
Yeah.
And he plays more defense than Luka.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, it's really funny because if the Celtics do go on to win the NBA Finals, everybody who was talking shit about Tatum is gonna backtrack and be like, "Oh yeah, he's the best. You know, he's easily a top 5 player in that." Everyone's gonna backtrack if you guys win and
Well,
pretend they didn't say all that.
on top of that, they're going to talk about the whole Celtics team like that, and it's sort of bullshit because um, Jason Tatum just came out with an interview actually about this, and I'm going to sort of try my best to quote him, but I'm sure going to
Paraphrase.
butcher it. Yeah, I'm going to paraphrase it. But he's like, everybody's going to say that we're the best team in the NBA, but the reality is we only have 2 All-Stars this year. I mean, they're not the NBA does not treat the Celtics like the powerhouse that everybody believes they are. Now that's I don't think that's because they're not the powerhouse. I think it's because the Celtics just don't get the respect that they deserve.
Sure.
And the NBA is mistaken for not doing that. But at the same time, like they're definitely not being treated like the powerhouse that everybody says they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So speaking of a powerhouse, is Kristaps back?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he back?
healthy. They rested him in game 4 because they
Oh,
can.
you think he could have played game 4?
They said he could play with game 4.
Oh,
He's healthy.
damn.
Yeah.
So he's back. He's back.
He's back. He will
And
be playing in the NBA Finals,
yeah,
as far as I know.
y'all are gonna need him because they don't have well-known big men, but the Mavericks have been rebounding well, so you're definitely gonna need him. But
But our
um
big lineup is really good. If you have Porzingis and Al Horford on the floor, I think
mhm.
life is good. Life is good.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a pretty, I don't know, this is kind of a dumb question, but who's the third best player on the Celtics? Obviously, we all know the big two of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Porzingis. I think it's
Porzingis?
Porzingis. Yeah.
See, that's interesting to me because, like, in my mind, I probably would have said Drew Holiday or maybe even Derek White.
I
But
mean, in the playoffs, those two have been huge, but over the course of the season, it's Porzingis.
absolutely. All right, cool.
And
So
but that's to my point, and I'm sure we're about to pivot to that. But like that's
yeah,
why the Celtics are so good is because first of all, Derek White comes off the bench. Starting 5 is Al, Porzingis,
Drew.
Drew, and Tatum.
So yeah, Derek White was just starting for this series when
Right.
Kristaps was
And
out.
well, but
Yeah.
the thing is that they have so many options depending on how Joe Mazzulla wants to use these pieces. Like you can play small ball, you can play a big guy, you could go shooters, you could go speed. Like we really have so many different options. I don't even want to like bring him up, but he's going to be big in these playoff series. Is Peyton Pritchard?
Okay. Yeah.
He's a pure shooter. I
3-point
mean,
specialist.
exactly. And dude, he plays with so much heart too. Like he had some like crazy, like 2 key rebounds in game 4. Like just very weird like moments where he'll show up as like a very important player. Um, I don't think he'll get a lot of time with Porzingis coming back, but we got Sam Hauser too, who's still like a good scorer, a great guy coming off the bench. Like we're
Yeah.
just so deep that there's just a lot of options here for Joe
Yeah.
Mazzulla.
Yeah,
He didn't win
absolutely.
Coach of the Year either. He didn't even win Coach of the Year, so it's like, there's a
They
lot of
that
disrespect.
Yeah, well, the NBA is just looking at it like, well, he has a stacked roster. His team should be the 1 seed.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
probably the thinking there.
I think they have the best record in the NBA right now, and he didn't win Coach of the Year. Imagine that.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
imagine that. So, okay, let's
What more
pivot
do you want him to do? Yeah.
let's pivot a little to your potential opponent. Technically the Wolves could be your opponent, but no one's ever come back from 3-0. I don't think
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because I would
Okay.
like to say that I think the Wolves are going to win at home. I feel like the general consensus from the sports community is that Wolves are going to take two, right? Like we're going to a game 6. I don't want to talk about it like it's a given, but like let's just operate that with the premise. I think that if they somehow pull off a miracle in game 6, which is where I think you're right, like the Mavs win game 6, and it's going to be a hard game 5. It's going to be a very close, but I think the Wolves pull it out.
Mhm.
If they can win game 6, if there was ever a franchise that had enough heart to win, come back down from 3-0, it's the Wolves.
All right. Well, hey, I would love to see it. I've been rooting for the Wolves. It'd be fun to see our guy Chiak make it to NBA Finals, but let's let's just assume for the sake of this conversation that the Mavericks are going to advance to the NBA Finals and be your
Sure,
opponent. So if would you like to do a new segment with me presented by no one because I don't have a sponsor?
sure. Let's do it.
All right. I'm putting you on the spot here. This segment is called Name 3 Dallas Mavericks.
Oh God.
I know you
um,
got two. I know you got two.
yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Kyrie,
go.
Luca,
That's all
shit.
right. Someone
PJ
put
Washington.
There we
PJ
go. There we
Washington's
go. Okay.
yeah, I know
But that's
3.
that's the
That's
thing.
about all I know though. I don't.
That's all right. No, I swear, until Luca and Kyrie were the only dudes I knew until I watched a game or two of the Mavericks. I'm like, who's this PJ Washington guy? He's pretty good. Um,
It's definitely up there with Lillard and Giannis as the best backcourt in the NBA right now.
right, but I mean, yeah, that's
That's
the
best NBA
thinking
too.
is Luca and Kyrie are obviously the heart and soul of that team. You guys got Tatum and Brown, but your supporting cast is obviously more well known than the Mavericks, and I think it's better. You guys
Yeah,
got a deeper team, so it should be an interesting series.
I
And
I like the matchup because like look, he drew on start. Derek
Drew,
White's going to come off the bench
yeah,
and be able to play him too. Derek White, he's big enough to move over to Luca.
hmm
Drew Holiday's frankly big enough to move over to Luca.
yeah,
Jalen Brown's going to be on Luca. I mean, there's so many. Don't forget that Al Horford is also, one of the best defensive players in the NBA. Derek
yeah,
White's also one of the best defensive players in the NBA, and Drew Holiday for sure is one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
absolutely,
Jalen Brown is very, very competent.
yeah.
Um, I just think that there's so many options that Kyrie is really going to struggle.
Hmm.
Uh, I am worried because the situation of him coming back to Boston will light a fire under him. Like, I mean,
Yes, I
he was
want to get
shut down.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I wanted to get to that in the end, not to cut you off.
No,
Um,
I'll save it.
but yeah, I'll save that for the end. But so we probably got what Drew Holiday guarding Kyrie and Jalen Brown guarding Luca as the primary defenders. This is
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm
main
thinking.
the main question for you guys. Obviously, the main concern is how do you contain Luca? How do you do it?
Right. Well, so that's the thing is I think that what I was saying is that we have so many competent to overachieving defensive pieces that like even if they want to run 2-3 screens to try to get a matchup, there's really no like great matchup for Luca. Like
Yeah.
who is he going to exploit? There's
Well, that's
nobody.
the thing. That's why I said contain because he's gonna get his 30 points, but You just
Right,
you
exactly.
gotta
We're not gonna let him drop
manage it.
40 on us. We're not gonna let him, in clutch moments. I feel like we have
Get a
enough
triple
pieces where it's
double.
like, right, yeah, you're not gonna let him get a triple double. And I think that the Celtics can go and like this is what I was so surprised the Wolves aren't doing. Like run your offense through him. Like just attack Luca on defense and make him get in foul trouble. I mean,
Yeah.
even in the
Okay.
last game, I mean, he had like 2 or 3 fouls like back to back to back, like on defensive possessions. It's like ridiculous. Like he's not a good defender. I mean, that's the biggest knock on Luca is that he
Yeah.
doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
Just go at him, and once he's in foul trouble, that makes it really difficult for him to go take it into the paint. Makes
Mhm.
the mid range a little bit more difficult. It limits his options. He's got to pass, and then you make Kyrie carry the team because look, Kyrie will have if the Mavs come. Like I'm not going to say that we're going to sweep or anything. Like they're going to win a game or two here, but I don't think that the heroics from those two are going to be able to carry them through an entire series. I just think they're outgunned.
They're just Celtics are a deeper team. They got the better supporting cast. So this is probably a dumb question, but I kind of wanted to ask, is Kyrie a tougher player to defend than Luca? Obviously, Luca is like an MVP candidate, and no one can guard him, but Kyrie's just got a deeper bag, you know? I feel
I
like
agree with you. I agree with you, but the one thing I'll say is this is like Luca, like when I watch him, it's like he can be anywhere on the court. You could put a hand in his face. You could basically block the ball, and I mean, you saw the almost buzzer beater. I mean, not the
he
buzzer
made
beater.
that
The
one with three
almost,
seconds left.
yeah, the 4 point play
Over.
with three.
Oh, yeah, last night.
Right, yeah, like that shit's insane. And I'm not saying that Kyrie can't do that on the same level. Prime Kyrie for sure, but like Kyrie at this point, I just don't think that like he'll be able to get some insane shots. He'll be able to like I think I saw like him do like this like left hand like teardrop, not floater, but almost like a hook shot. It's like incredible. Like I'm like maybe the earth is
He hit a
flat,
hook. He hit a hook shot over Jokic this year for a buzzer beater win. Like it's crazy
right?
what
Like he's
Kyrie can
insane.
do.
I honestly like it makes me think about maybe the earth is flat. Maybe Kyrie's onto something, but
He hit the
um
left hand, and he stared at it.
right.
You remember
But
that,
no,
right?
like he's so good. He's a pure scorer. I think Luca's harder to guard. It's just that Luca has he's gonna be an issue in the corner. He's gonna be an issue in the paint when he drives. But Luca is both of those things, and he's just got a bag full of mid range.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I said it was a dumb question, but obviously Kyrie's not easy to defend either.
No,
But
neither of them are easy. Those are some of the two best scorers in the NBA, and that's why
but
they're considered one of the best duos in the
yeah.
NBA.
But so yeah, I didn't obviously Kyrie is probably the main storyline here. I didn't realize until I saw it a couple like someone posted a picture of Kristaps on the Mavs. I'm like, oh, I forgot he played for the Mavs. So it's like, oh, it's a Kristaps revenge series. But obviously
It's
it's
so much bigger
it's
for Kyrie.
yeah, exactly. That
The
Kristaps
disrespect.
didn't have the drama, the disrespect with the Celtics. So it's probably not a Kristaps revenge series. It's more of a Kyrie revenge or Boston revenge. Whoever wins, obviously, wins the thing here. So I wanted to talk to you about the Kyrie Boston drama. Obviously, Kyrie played for you guys for one season. So my
I think
first
two
question,
seasons.
two
I
seasons.
think he was
Okay.
2 seasons. Yeah.
So my first question on this is how much do you hate Kyrie Irving?
Um, I'm never in support of burning jerseys. His jersey was deserved.
So so
That was
obviously
not a unreasonable reaction.
right. Well, yeah. So the
That was
main
very
thing is
reasonable.
he's at this Celtics pep rally. He's talking to the whole city of Boston, all the fans. He said, "I plan on re-signing next year." And then he fucks off to the Brooklyn Nets to go play with KD. What in your shit, what was I gonna ask? Um
Swear jar.
swear jar. Damn. I guess I'll just ask this one. What was his stomp justified?
No,
Okay.
no. That organization threw away. I mean, look. This is one of the more shameful moments that I had to live through in Boston. When we got rid of Isaiah Thomas, it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. I mean, he left everything. I mean, first of all, he like everything out there for Boston. He was an incredible player to watch while he was there. He injured himself in the was it the semifinals or yeah, it was this. I forgot if it was the semifinals or finals, but he injures himself, and then we trade him away in the offseason for Kyrie, and he deserves more respect than that. He deserved like I remember I was watching like a documentary that was following him or whatever, and like he finds out he didn't even know that he was on the trading block. He was excited to come back and run it back with Boston, rehabbing for his injury, and then just gets a call out of nowhere. And I that's the hardest part about sports is like they'll make like that was the right front office move. I mean, who's going to turn down Kyrie, especially when he's on the block?
Yeah.
But like, that player deserved more respect. I mean, I loved watching Isaiah Thomas play. He was incredible.
He was awesome. Yeah, and he got traded to my old team, the Cavaliers.
The Cavs.
I don't think we even
He
barely
played
got
for a
to
year.
play. I think I think he played maybe 15 games. I don't even know because I don't remember. I watched a lot of Cavs games. I don't remember seeing IT in there much. So I don't know.
I don't know. I
Obviously,
think he was struggling with an injury, and then
yeah.
after that season, it was like a real down spell for him. And then he got moved to the G League, lit it up in the G League for a few years. I would be surprised if he's still in the league.
Sure. I remembered my Kyrie question. So obviously Boston has a lot of reasons to not like, or hate Kyrie Irving. What was Kyrie's problem with Boston? Do you know?
Problem with Boston, I don't think stemmed from before he left. I think that what happened was when he returned, Boston was incredibly racist against him.
So
I think
he stomped on the
they
leprechaun.
threw a bottle at him, a water bottle at him while he was walking off the court or something. And then ever since then, Kyrie's got this beef with Boston. I mean, Boston is actually I read this somewhere. I don't know, the truth of it or how you measure this, but they say that Boston in particular is the most racist city in the United States.
Yeah, that's like a statistic. That's not even
I don't know what it
that's
is,
just
but
general
that's
consensus.
general yeah, some level of consensus that Boston is incredibly racist.
So right.
And
So
we got some nasty fans. I mean, I remember when that happened, and even the Celtics came out and was like, "This is not like what we think is good fandom, and like we don't like this, and like
right.
don't be yelling racial slurs at Kyrie, and don't be throwing shit at him, and like that's not okay."
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like Kyrie didn't really have a reason to leave other than he wanted to go play with KD, I guess.
Right.
What was I gonna ask?
Kyrie,
Okay.
yeah. Kyrie
Kyrie.
does what's best for Kyrie. Kyrie
Okay.
doesn't think
So
about
I guess he has a
others.
reason to hate him now because that's obviously fucked up, but probably does. I don't know if it justifies stepping on Lucky the Leprechaun, but to your point, which you just mentioned about Boston potentially being one of the most racist cities. I hate to ask this, but should we be concerned for Kyrie Irving's safety?
I don't think you should be concerned for his safety, but I'm sure that there's going to be some incident. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some fucking idiot who does something stupid. Like there's going to be a press conference where we're going to have to hear about them calling him some name, or some shit is going to get thrown, or some shit. And I hope that doesn't happen because ironically for the wrong reasons. I hope it doesn't happen because the game after, Kyrie's going to drop 40.
It's true. Well, yeah, that's what you're saying. That's your concern is that like
That's my concern.
that
I mean,
this
people,
hate is gonna fuel him.
yeah, dude, it's gonna light a fire under him, and he's gonna be amazing in this series. And that's my fears is that I believe we can contain Luca, and I think we can contain Kyrie when it's just regular. But if Kyrie goes God mode, there's really nothing you can do. Like
They'll be doing sham
he's
gods.
so he's so good that and this is one of the things that I used to make me hate the NBA and makes me very frustrated when I watch the NBA. Like one of the only sports where good offense beats good defense. Like you can do everything right on defense and still get scored on. And Kyrie's one of those players that's such a pure scorer that, like, if he gets on fire and he starts, heating up, there's very like you just try not to foul him. You try to make it frustrating for him, but you can't stop him. And that will make it very, very hard to contain Luka, because then you're gonna start doubling and you're gonna start, which I hope they don't do, because if you let Kyrie drop 40 and contain the rest of the team, because once he's hot, the double is not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like nothing's gonna work. You can put the whole fucking team on him, and he'll either score or he'll kick it. And
PJ
that's
Washington
just
will be
worth.
open in the corner.
Right, yeah.
So
and
defense...
he'll find those players though. That's the problem, is that he's so good that he'll find those players that are open and he'll make you pay for doubling him, for tripling him, whatever you want to do. And so it's like you just have to sometimes accept that a player is going to go off, and you just have to play your brand of basketball.
Mm-hmm. So defense doesn't win championships in the NBA. That's just an NFL thing.
Probably not in today's NBA. I don't
Probably
think.
not.
I think that it plays a role. I think that you see a lot of good teams lose big games because they don't have good defense or competent defense, but it's not like, no, I take that back. Defense does win championships in the NBA. It's just that there are certain players that can wreck that, and Kyrie's one of those players.
Yeah, the Pistons probably did it a bunch of times, I guess.
Yeah, but that was a different NBA. That's when you could still like clothesline people and shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was telling my dad that Jaylen Brown hit TJ McConnell in the face. I'm like, that's a flagrant. My dad's like, no, it's not. He's going for the ball. He's like, back in my day, that's not even a common foul. I'm like, I don't know. He kind of smacked him right in the face.
The NBA has changed. The
It's
NBA has changed a lot. Yeah.
Yep. And it's bound to change a lot because we're going to have another new champion. So I got to ask you, who is your champion? What's your official NBA Finals pick? Mavs, Celtics. How many games?
Celtics.
And I'll give you an opportunity.
Celtics.
If you want to tell me the Wolves are going to be in there, then you can make that pick too.
Celtics.
Over
Celtics
Mavs.
are gonna win it. Over anybody who they play.
All right. Well, let's just call it the Mavs. How many games?
Yeah.
How many games?
6.
Celtics in 6. Read it and weep, guys.
I wanted to say 5, but I'm afraid.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, you're playing against maybe one of the best backcourts in NBA history. So
right, yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But Celtics in 6.
No way goes to Game 7. No way goes to Game 7. That's what I'll say. There's
You might
no
regret saying
possible
that.
way that I won't.
The Mavs in 6.
Mavs will not win in 6.
It'll either be Mavs.
If Mavs take it to
game
7, they might. If Mavs take it to 7, they probably will win. And I don't think they will.
It'll be in Boston, but yeah, no, Kyrie will be like,
dude. I'm like that's but that's like my problem with the Celtics is that we don't have that star that's gonna. It's not that Jason Tatum's pure scorer, one of the most talented players in the NBA. But if I have to, bank on someone making a shot in the last minute of the game, it's not him. And that's why, you made an interesting point to me. It was like, if Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP, he makes a case to be the star of Boston. He'll never be as good as Jason
Eastern
Tatum.
Conference Finals MVP.
Right, but he's actually clutch. But, Jaylen Brown, he's actually clutch.
That 3 was crazy.
Him versus Luka or Kyrie taking the last minute shot is not even close.
That's you want Tatum taking that last shot, but like, I don't know. I
don't want Tatum taking that last shot. That's the problem.
You want Brown?
I want Brown taking that last shot because Tatum has bricked so many important ones.
That's where,
and so
that's probably where the disrespect comes in. They're like,
right, yeah, he's not
Tatum
clutch.
made a game winner.
Right, he wins games because he drops 40 and has like 10 rebounds and
Sure.
9 assists. But like I don't think that you see him and show up in the last 2 minutes and go on like a 10-0 run and close out a game. That's just not the player he is. It's not the
Well,
player I
hey,
watch at least.
yeah, like I said, people are gonna backtrack on their disrespect if Jason Tatum wins Finals MVP. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we knew he was great all along." Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you. I just got one more question. Thanks again for pulling up to the pod. Last
Thank you for
question.
having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. And we gotta run some Zoom Nemo and the Clownfishes soon for sure.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, so last question. What's your favorite Goosebump moment of all time? Your favorite sports moment ever?
Oh, that's
Or what are
a
a couple
tough
that come to
one.
mind? If you don't have to pick a
Well, I'll tell
favorite, what
I'll
comes to
tell I'll
mind?
tell you no, I'll tell you the favorite one because I know exactly what it was. Um,
Is it Derek White?
no.
That
Tyler
one's sick.
Toffoli Stanley Cup game winner.
Oh,
Yeah. You
was that
posted
the
it. That's the one where he throws up the gloves and everything. And
yeah, that when the Kings won it. Oh
yeah,
my
that's my
gosh.
favorite moment in sport. I mean that I actually have another one that you'll
Okay.
never have posted. Maybe you should. Cooper Rush in Minnesota throws a corner, like just the perfect like
Game winner?
fade to yeah to CeeDee Lamb in the back of the end zone, and I was sitting maybe 10 or 20 rows up from that, and
Oh,
I
you
just
were at
watched it in
US
person.
Bank.
Yeah, and it was absolutely
You were
amazing.
in that end zone?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that was a crazy time. I feel like we got a couple days of should Cooper Rush be the starter as
Yeah,
discourse? Or like, is
yeah.
he better
Thank
than
God he
Dak?
wasn't. No, he's not. But yeah, it was a very very interesting time. It was a crazy game, and it was a beautiful pitch and catch. It was something else to watch. It was almost yeah. This is not a goosebump sports moment, but we had one when
Oh
I
yeah.
watched Al Horford shut down Giannis. That was something to
Wow.
watch.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the Packers Cowboys game we attended.
Oh, no, I blocked that out of my memory. I don't like to remember that game. That was
Mason
a that was a
Crosby.
that yeah, that was a rough everything. It was just not things were just not going my way in that point in my life.
No, but that Bucks game was crazy. We went to Pfizer in Milwaukee and Al Horford dropped what 40 points. We're like, where did this
Something
come
like that,
from?
like 38 or 40. It was like ridiculous. And then on top of that too, he's like rejecting Giannis left and right, like defensively. That was when he was
Like
and
single-handedly won him that game.
he yeah, it was between him and Marcus Smart for defensive player of the year that year.
Oh, on Marcus Smart, I've seen some interesting. I'm chronically online. I'm on Twitter all the time. I've been seeing like Celtics fans say like, if we win this year, we should give Marcus Smart a ring. Do you think you guys should give Smart a ring?
I mean, I think that he deserves it.
The poor man's
At
Derek
set
White.
it's he's the poor man's Drew Holiday.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Put
Do
some
you think they
respect
should?
on my man
Yeah,
Marcus
yeah.
Smart.
Do you think?
You love
Wait,
him.
do you think they should give him a ring?
Um, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I love Marcus Smart.
He's one
I
of your
love
favorite
Marcus
players
Smart.
ever.
One of my favorite players ever. Yeah. So I love him. Love him to death.
Well, yeah,
I hope that he'll eventually come back to Celtics to retire.
yeah. Well,
But
hell
yeah.
yeah, man. I'll be rooting for you and the Celtics to win because you're my friend. But I'm also wearing a Mavs jersey, and I'm kind of gonna be rooting for the Mavs because I'm a big Luca fan. So I don't know. It's kind of a win-win for me. Either the team I want to wins, or you get another championship. But then you pass
I'll
my
say this
team in
though,
rings. I don't like that.
it's great. It's gonna be great basketball. It's gonna be great basketball. Also, something that should be mentioned, Brad Stevens is probably going to go down in history as one of the all-time greatest GMs. I'm calling it now. It's on videotape.
I like that.
He's amazing.
I like that take.
All
You
credit up
you
to him.
do you wish he was still your coach?
A little bit. I miss the time god. I mean, dude,
You
that
do
guy
you
was
miss
so fucking smart.
do you miss Ime Udoka?
Dude,
Did we ever find out
that
what he
guy,
did?
man.
Did we ever
Yeah, he
find out what he
fucked an
did?
exec's wife
That's crazy.
to cheat on Nia Long. Like, yeah,
Oh, he
I
cheated on
love
his wife too?
on his wife who is Nia Long. You know who Nia Long is, right?
No, she sounds hot though.
She is incredibly hot. Look her up real quick. Just so we get the live reaction.
All right.
Um,
All right.
dude,
Nia
I mean,
Long.
that is probably one of the like
Oh, I
imagine
know this chick. She's a famous actress.
taking
Yeah, she's
yeah,
fine.
imagine taking your team to the NBA finals and then fucking an exec's wife to cheat on your essentially she's not a supermodel, but she's supermodel caliber hot,
Oh,
like
successful
wife.
actress.
Dude, like what the like, you know, what is he doing, dude? He could have been the highest paid coach at the NBA. He could have won. He could have started a dynasty. Don't get me wrong. I love Joe Mazzulla, but like Ime Udoka had so much potential there, and he was such a great coach, and everybody was responding to him. And you got to go and fuck all that shit up. And it wasn't even
Literally.
dude, like
Literally.
if you were single and you fucked an executive wife, okay, fine. If you were married to someone else other than Nia Long, all right, I'm
Then
not
it's
happy
okay.
about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm not thrilled about it. But like, okay, whatever. But you're married to Nia fucking Long, dude. Like, you have no excuse.
Yeah,
Oh my
man.
God.
It's
It's like
crazy.
Chris Brown beating Rihanna. Like, what are you doing, dude? I shouldn't compare those two. I shouldn't
Or
have compared
or
those
you know,
two.
or Zeke. Or Zeke. Yeah, no, that's different.
No.
Adultery,
We're not comparing it
adultery and
to
domestic
we're not
violence.
comparing it to domestic violence. We're just talking about fumbling a bag that's the caliber of Rihanna. That's what we're talking about.
Next on clown
Domestic violence
questions.
is
What's
10 times
worse?
worse.
Domestic violence. Okay. Yeah.
Domestic violence is bad. Don't hit women. We should never hit women. No
Yes.
real man ever will put his hands on a woman.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We love it. But yeah, I guess anything else on the NBA finals? Otherwise, I think that's the Nemo interview, the NBA finals preview with Nemo.
Yeah. Holy
You got
crap.
you got anything else to say about the Celtics? Give a like a pep rally, what do you call it? A speech?
Oh God, they have
Pump
like
up
no
speech.
freaking they have like no good like sayings. Like what, go green? Like fuck me, man.
Hey man, go
But
green.
yeah, no, go Celtics. Uh Excited because I need redemption from losing all my money in Vegas, betting on them against the Golden State Warriors. So
Yeah,
they
my
better win. This is
one
the
of my
year.
friends one of my friends was in Vegas and I just texted him yesterday. I'm like, "You're in Vegas, right?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Bet on the Mavericks -1.5. Kyrie Irving is 14-0 in closeout games."
Cause that
Now he's
game's lost that
now he's
bet.
four now
14
he's
to
14
1.
and 1. Luckily they didn't
Yeah.
place the bet, but
Yeah.
never take
Speaking of which,
betting advice from me.
that was the worst. That was the pregame interview. Kyrie shooting warm-ups, and he goes, "This is a Super Bowl for them. To me, it's just a regular game," and then is quiet
Oh,
the entire game. Yeah, that's so bad,
sheesh,
so awful.
sheesh.
I love
Well,
it, and that's my thing. Like, shout out to Ant real quick, Atlanta.
oh,
I'm not from the
ATL,
Ant's
ATL.
from Atlanta, but I'm moving to Atlanta. We
Yes,
love to
sir.
see him. Dude, he's straight comedy. I love his energy. I love who he is. I hope he becomes the face of the NBA because that's
Yep,
a kid I can root for. I
yep.
love that dude. He's such a not only does he play with such like frosty, like he's just a character, bro, and I love him. I love him to
If
death. Like
the
it's great entertainment.
Yeah, actually, let me ask you this. I keep adding shit. I was gonna end it, but would you rather play the Mavericks or the Wolves? Because if the
The Wolves. The
you'd ra-
Wolves. I
you'd
mean, I
rather
think
play
that
the
look,
Wolves
listen,
after making NBA history, don't you think
listen.
they'd have a
No,
different type
it
of
would be tough. Like this is my actual prognosis of it though. So I'll tell you, I'll break it down to you why I feel this way. Um, I think that the Mavs are a better matchup on paper to because like look, Rudy is gonna be a problem, Cat's gonna be like their bigs are a problem. And we don't have necessarily the size to really match up well with that. Um, and Ant's obviously a problem. but like
Mhm.
the inconsistency from the Wolves is
Yep.
just so like they're so young and they're so like either hot or
It's
not.
like Cat and Ant either look like all-stars or they like, you know what I mean?
And
Like they'll
and
just
then
have
you
off
play against a
games.
team, but then you play a team that has like the most experience that you could ever have. Like, I mean, that's just I think that when I saw the last few games, even the games they won, like they should have lost that game against the Mavs. The Mavs shot themselves in the foot. I mean,
Yep.
I think that they all like were in foul trouble. Like
Well, and
there were like three
Luca
guys.
missed that free throw. He could have cut it to 2
Right,
on that
exactly.
4-point play.
And it's just like and he was perfect from the line before that too, which is crazy.
But you'd
But
rather play
yeah,
the
no.
Wolves.
Did you see that stat? This is the thing we'll end on. There's a crazy stat I've heard. Cat is 3 for like 27 from 3 in the playoffs.
That's definitely not right, but but no, yeah,
No, wait. Look that up.
he
I want look that up because you have the phone. I want to know what they were talking about it on in the Shaq show, NBA Live or whatever that's thing's called on
but no,
TNT.
I know what you're saying. He had a game where he went 0 from 9 for 3. Last game it says he shot 80% from 3, but
Because
no, but
because he shot like 2 threes from the corner.
that's true. That's probably true. He's probably made whatever. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying with Cat.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, wild. Hold on, I'm pulling out this statistic just because I want it, but we can end it.
okay, yeah. Well, hey man, thanks again for joining me on the pod. Best of luck to you in the NBA Finals, and go Mavericks, right?
Go Celtics. Tried to catch me lacking.
Yep. All right,
Tried to
brother.
catch me lacking.
Well, yeah. Thanks again for pulling up to the pod, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again on your show on Nemo and the Clownfish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Subscribe. All right. We'll see you later, brother. Thank you again, Nemo, for pulling up to the pod. I appreciate it as always. Let's get some Nemo and Clownfishes up and running soon, shortly. It'll be great. It's we'll figure out a Zoom, and yeah. Thank you, and go Mavericks. Obviously Ethan is a Celtics fan. So let's finish out the show here with everybody's favorite moment of the week. I sarcastically said the Goosebump moments of the week. This week's could be a little bit controversial. No one has ever checked me or pressed me on this. I hope it happens one day. But yeah, it could be a little, you might disagree with this list a little bit because I have 3 baseball moments ahead of 4 different playoff moments. Actually, 6 different playoff moments. I have 6 playoff moments. Somehow I have 3 baseball moments ahead of it. But hey, I don't make the rules. But yeah, here's the Goosebump moments of the week. Starting off at number 10, Caitlin Clark hits a dagger 3 to secure her first ever victory in the WNBA.
Clark has space. She's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect. Oh, Caitlin Clark. She waited to prime time to connect from deep. Step back, get your feet together, rotation. The Caitlin Clark effect.
Number 9, Drew Holiday hits a clutch and one, and then gets the game-winning steal later on.
Banks it in, and the foul. Tie game with 38.9 remaining, and a free throw coming. Show up in the box score. This play will show up in the box score. Drew Holiday with the strength, going right through Siakam, and a clutch. Nimhard has it. Rick Carlisle says go. Nimhard drives into the paint, knocked away, and stolen by Holiday. Siakam trying to get Shesterkin.
Number 8, the Rangers' Barclay Goodrow hits the game winner in
Down
overtime.
nicely by Goodrow. Off the Trocheck, gets a return, shoots. He scores!
Number 7, Alex Wenberg hits the OT winner for the Rangers again.
Through the screen of Wenberg, who might have touched it. And the Rangers win in overtime for the second game in a row. Played back
Number
up
6
high.
is Sam Reinhart's OT winner for the
Down low.
Panthers.
Score! Sam Reinhart! A power play goal! Wins it for Florida!
Number 5, more hockey. Connor McDavid with the game winner in double overtime.
That was in front, scores! It's over! 32 seconds in, redirected from the slot. And they may take a look here.
It didn't happen in overtime number 1. Here, just a smart place. Stops in the middle. You can see Tanev late from behind.
Number 4, Luka Doncic hits a nasty game winner over Rudy Gobert.
Doncic has the ball, down by 2.
There's the switch.
Gobert is out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! Got it! What a shot! Dallas has taken the lead. Just what Reggie Miller said. Go for the win. But it ain't over yet. 3 seconds is a long time, and it's only a 1-point lead here. But that's just Rudy Gobert in an impossible situation.
Full count.
Number 3, Matt Chapman with a walk-off barehanded play for the Giants.
Chapman, barehand, got it! What a play!
Oh, look at him!
Chapman! And Wade and Bailey, was he out?
Review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. The game is over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if the cameraman got the shot. He high-fives the entire dugout. What a pick! Pick it like a booger. Oh my gosh.
That's as good a play to end a game as you could ever have.
Oh my.
Great Kimbrel.
Number 2, the Orioles' Colton Cowser with the walk-off home run robbery.
Straightaway center field. Cowser gets to the wall. He's at the fence, and he leaps in the air, and he made the catch! Oh, what a play! Colton Cowser rises above the line and pulls it back, denying Pham of a home run. You won't find a better play from Colton Cowser anytime, anywhere than what he just did here in Chicago.
Number 1, Dixon Williams with a walk-off steal.
And ECU wins it. Williams steals third. Steals home for the win. Takes off from third. Caught Adler on the throwback from Millon. And the Pirates survive. They'll play a second game later today. Back in the dugout. Let's take a look at it.
Adler realized it too late. He was just casually walking back.
What a gutsy call by ECU and Dixon Williams.
It feels like every week I do these top 10 Goosebump moments a week, I see something I've never seen. A walk-off steal? Are you kidding me? Eastern Carolina's Dixon Williams. Damn, dude, what? And yeah, all baseball at the top, but just weird ways to walk it off. Walk-off steal, walk-off robbery, and Matt Chapman with a walk-off barehanded fields the ball and throws it to first to end the game. I mean, just cool. And hey, let me know if Connor McDavid should have been number 1 or Luka. Let me know. I'd appreciate the feedback. Leave a comment. Leave a death threat. Well, sorry. Don't leave a death threat. That's not funny at all. I don't know why I just said that. And I could cut it, but I won't because I'm one take Drake. That I might cut. I no longer wish to be called one take Drake because that could have very bad connotations. Let's just finish out the show, y'all, with my lock of the week. All of my picks are wrong every single time. I can't predict shit. So I'm not even going to pretend to, know what's going to happen in in the Mavericks Wolves game 5. I'll just pick some hockey. Screw it. So we got Rangers, Panthers. Panthers are favored by 1.5 goals. I couldn't tell you a name. Actually, I could, but I'm scrolling up. Yeah, we got Wenberg, Reinhardt, Goodrow. Those are 3 players in that series. So I know a little something about hockey. I wouldn't have known without the Goosebump moments of the week, obviously. But yeah, my pick is gonna be Rangers plus 1.5 tonight against the Panthers. Hopefully, just saying tonight just now doesn't jinx me and create another 15-hour long export on my computer. But just remember, kids, the next time somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would. Wait, that's not what I wrote down. That's just a popular TikTok audio that is very true and important to the fabric of our society. But what I was trying to say and end the show on is that remember, kids, if you have an Apple product that isn't working properly, you can always fix it with a factory reset.